Hello and welcome back to No Man's World Minecraft, episode 16. We managed to finally figure out what was going on with the uh, villagers. I had mob griefing turned on or off, one of the two, and what that was doing. Mob griefing. Because it was switched to here, things like creepers, when they explode, would not damage any buildings or anything I've constructed. It also, I believe, allows Endermen to not pick up any blocks that you don't want them to pick up. Well, I think the rule also applies to villagers. They don't pick up anything that any food like the bread and whatnot that you set for them. So I turned that back to the on position, I guess it is, and let's see, we need, where's my, I want that. So I switched that and I get my villagers breeding. They started immediately picking up bread when I dropped it. Now I bred up like, I don't know, maybe 15 villagers. Now to do this, I ended up having to, I can't go through there. I tried a little experiment with the villagers where I had some doors down below. I made a little underground thing. Let's see if I can get down there. What's the easiest way to do this? Let me get all these guys gathered up so I can get in and out of here. Alright. So I got some of them to go in there, and I got some of them to stay out there. So I came down here, and I created a... Oh, look, I got an iron golem. He won't bother us as long as we don't hit him or a villager. So what I did was you have to be underneath the two breeders that you want in your breeding area. Go down 5 or more, or you can go above them, supposedly, but it has to be 5 blocks, and you create a 2-block gap. Alright, and so I made it this deep. I made it 4 wide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deep. And I put a couple of torches back there just to keep it lit up. And then I placed doors in all the other spaces. And I went right up to this point. And then I put glass here so that light can come down here. And that creates, and then I put a 3rd villager. So I had 3 villagers altogether. And 1 down here and 2 up there. And this villager registers these as doors. And then those 2 up there are able to breed. Okay. And this was a way for getting the 3rd villager down here. I just left it like this, and this is my staircase, or my way in and out from outside. So that's how I got the breeding to start up. Now, once I did that, I came over and I started constructing this. This is my villager trading center. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'll have all the villagers in little cages like this, and then I'll have a little pathway in between, and I'll have some more along here, and then I'll go, along on over here, and I'll make another row and another row, and I'll just get a whole bunch of villagers out here. Then what I'll do is I'll start, once I get all those villagers from over there, except for 2 of them, I'll leave 2. Or I might leave 4. Something like this guy, you know, I don't have any real use for cartographers. There's a few types of villagers I don't have a use for. So what I'll do is I'll bring them back over and put them in the breeder and maybe expand on the size of the breeder so that I can breed 3 or 4 at a time. This farmer, say we can trade him potatoes, we can trade him wheat, carrots for and to get emeralds. Now once we've got the emeralds, then we can get to our librarians once we have a bunch of them in here, and we can purchase the books. Alright, now for that, to get all 3 books that a villager has, I'm going to need paper. And I started at the main base. I started a automated sugarcane farm. I only had 5 slimes left, slime balls, so I was only able to make 5 sticky pistons. So I started a project for making a slime farm, and we'll take a look at that here in a second. So I made this thing 3 stories tall. Villagers can't go through gates. They can't open those up. Alright, so that's a good way for you to get in and out. Doors, they'll automatically open. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on this level. I might move the villagers that I like up here, so I'll have all my librarians and maybe my farmers up here that I'm using. This side is closed off so that if I get villagers up here by accident, they're not going to go up to the 3rd floor. The 3rd floor is set up for a buffer from the lightning strikes so that the villagers don't get turned into witches. So, but I can also expand on it, put in a 4th floor, and utilize the 3rd floor as something. But this space right here is plenty big for my villagers that I'm going to use for librarians. Once I probably have like all the librarians on 1 floor. Down here I'll have storage, and I'll have some, you know, I'll have the layout for separating the villagers so I can work with 1 at a time, and have my, you know, like 2 or 3 farmers up here. Now I lit it up pretty good, so nothing should spawn in here. Let me put this fence post back, and what we're doing, I was originally going out here and I was utilizing this corridor here of fences to get villagers to come along here and go in there. Well, that wasn't working. They wanted to stay over here. So I had to, you know, get 1 to come over, and I started following him. Every time he moved, I would lay another fence and then break down the one previously. So I'd have, like, you know, here, and then he'd go up there, and I'd put 1 there, and then I'd break this one. And as he moved, I was, you know, keeping him from coming back. Well, that was taking forever. It actually took a full game day from, don't want that. I want the fence. It took, you know, from the time the sun came up to the sun going down, it took the entire day. In fact, I think it even took the night time, and so, and I don't like being out there with the creepers, you know, that can destroy everything now. So and I thought about it. You know, once I've done the breeding, maybe turning the griefing back the other way until I had my villagers sorted. But for now, I'm gonna just leave it the way it is. I'll probably regret it at some point, but so I made this rail system going underground. It's a little safer for the villagers, and I can move the villagers regardless of what time it is. I only had 7 powered rails. I still got 2 left. Maybe I had, no, I think I had 9. And I put 4 here so that the cart will come up here. And I left a space so that when the cart gets here, it'll stop, and then it won't go anywhere. And then I can open this up, push the cart through. I pushed it over there, put a fence around the area, and then broke the cart open, and villager went right into a slot, and I was like, thank you. So got the track laid. I got more powered rails. I got 1 powered rail here, and then what I do is I put the mine cart here, give it a little. When the villager jumps into it, typically he will cause it to move, and he'll move towards the village, so I don't have to worry about him trying to go this way. But once he gets going, it'll automatically go downhill, of course, and then he'll hit the powered rail, which will take him all the way over to the other side, and he'll hit the next powered rail. So I didn't have to use up all my powered rails. So the way this works, let's put our mine cart down. And that'll stay right there. We'll close this up, and we're gonna try and get 1 villager in here. There we go. Close that up so he can't. No others can come in here. Then we open this. And we just have to wait for him to go in there. Let's see if we can give him a little nudge. And we'll load up our fencing. Now, did I open the gate? Yeah, it looks like it's open. So now he can't come back this way. And as he goes that direction, I'll set some more. And there he goes. Close that up. And go chase him down. I just give these a little nudge. And say I got a fence over by the door, so if he does get loose, if I accidentally destroy this and, you know, making a mistake, he can't get out the door and head back over to the other village, which would, then I'd just be like, okay, now that was a wasted moment. But and he can't go up the stairs because I got the gate closed over there. Now I could just leave them all in the mine carts because I got plenty of iron, but I'm going to go ahead and keep collecting. So there's our first librarian moved. He's got thorns too for 28 emeralds and a book. Not a very good deal. I'm not really interested in thorns. But it's our first librarian. And we'll place no, go like that. Okay, so we'll push the next cart right into there, and go like that. That way we can push it right up into there, block it off right there, take our minecart back. When he's all situated, I can put a block here, a fence, and the next one will be all done hunky-dory. So I do have a bunch of villagers that I have to do that for. We're not gonna bore you with that on camera. Another thing I've done, so I made it all out of cobblestone since I have so much from my slime farm project. I just went with the cobblestone. Endermen can't pick up these blocks, so it's a safe block to use. I then made it goes up a little bit. I put torches around the outside. I put a ledge here, so if spiders get up over this, they can't go up to the top. All right, so that keeps spiders off the top there. And these are actually slabs here, so nothing can spawn on the slab. And probably if I expand this up any higher, I'll probably put another row of slabs just for, you know, symmetry or whatever, and continue on up. I then put a fence 3 blocks out, and that keeps creepers from getting close to the wall and sensing you and blowing up. It keeps zombies and skeletons, because it's all lit up, away from the building. So a little protective barrier from everything except for Endermen. Alright, so the spiders can get up over this, but they can't get past this. So you know, I still not safe from spiders completely, but you know, they can't get up on top, and that's all I'm really interested in. Spiders are not that big of a threat, so they don't do that much damage. So and then I've got my a gate here to get out and about, and I've got another one here so I can get over to my rail system and go back to my base. What else have I done over here? I'm getting ready to do, I want to do a automated sugarcane farm here, as well as an automated farm for carrots and potatoes. But for now, until I have more slimes, I'm just putting that on hold. So what we'll do is we'll go back to the main village, and I'll show you the automated sugarcane farm. All right, be right back. All right, I thought I was recording and I was talking about some stuff, but just checking our cow farm real quick. Don't have any cows down here. We're gonna go ahead and open these up. So now when we breed cows, the calves should drop down. It's very noisy in here, so I'll tend to do this away from the camera. But I got lots of cows built up in each of the breeders. The sugarcane farm over there, I'm not sure if it's completely loaded from each time, or you know, from this guy standing here, but it seems to be doing fine. I've gotten lots of leather, and I was able to make lots of item frames. An item frame is one of these little guys. Let me show you what it looks like. Takes 8 sticks and a piece of leather. Alright, and when you place it on a wall segment here, this is what it looks like. And then you can take an item. Let's take oh, it doesn't really matter. For instance, a fence. You place it and it'll go right in there. If you hit that, it'll pop right back off. And what I'm doing is I'm using it to designate what each of these chests is for, so that I can find my stuff a little easier. I completely redid the item storage area here. Instead of going this way, I went this way. So this is our potion section. I don't have all the ingredients in here, but I've got 1 apple left. I've got these splash potions of weakness if I ever need them. Potion of healing, and my glass bottles. I got my alchemy stand here, my potion brewing stand. Here's my arrow stuff, feathers, flint, and then the completed arrows. I got my chicken in here, my miscellaneous food, miscellaneous items. Hold on one second. I hate when sneezes sneak up on me. I got a bunch of axes in here. I'm going to put axes, picks, shovels, things like that in here. And I got wood. Haven't figured out what I'm going to put in there. Probably some iron stuff. And then my valuables, like my diamonds, emeralds, my good tools, various, maybe I'll put the iron contraptions in there. And then if I go back here, I got more. Okay, so there's chests there, and then there's chests here. So I got my charcoal here, my regular coal here, my iron here, all my redstone there. I'll probably end up splitting that up as I get more of that. Got 9 more chests there that I haven't started using. Got 3 chests here. These are all double chests, by the way. 3 chests here for cobblestone, 3 for dirt, and then I got my gravel, and then my miscellaneous, my andesite, my granite, and my dorite, and then I've got my miscellaneous blocks in here. Anything that I typically wouldn't use other than maybe the obsidian. Then I got my stairs, my stone that has been which is cobblestone that has been smelted or you know, worked in the furnace. I got my slabs, I got carpet, and I got any kind of snow right here. Chest for glass. Haven't figured out what I'm gonna put in there yet. Fencing and gates, and if I need to, I can also put like doors in here. This is for the flowers for now. And then another one that I haven't figured out yet. So that's the storage system as it stands. Got lots more space and much better organization. Still have, you know, all this stuff in here to figure out, you know, like the paper. That'll probably, you know, that's going to end up going over to the breeder. I got bone, so I'll probably do a chest with bone and bone meal. Got lots of wool. You know, I could do another one of that. The clay, I haven't decided which box to put that in yet. That'll probably go in the miscellaneous blocks, because you can turn these into bricks. The fermented, those should go over here. What did I do? Oh, I left it over here. That should go. The dyes should probably go in with the flowers. some of these things like this I have absolutely no use for. Um, Rabbit hide, I have no clue what that is used for. Let's delete these. What can I do with the rabbit hide? Probably just armor once I have enough. Yeah, I have no clue. Never worked with rabbit hides. They're too hard to hit. So, I did a little bit more enchanting. I was trying to get an iron axe with efficiency on it for doing my wood farming, but that I did manage to get one axe with efficiency on it, but it doesn't last very long. So I've harvested and replanted my wheat. I need to do something with this because I'm gonna need a lot of bread for the breeding. And then here is our automated sugarcane farm. Alright, I've only got 5 sticky pistons, so there they are. So I'm only able to do 5 stands here, but I went ahead and planted these here. They use a sticky piston here. This is an observer, and so you've got the water stream so that you can plant next to it with the sugarcane. It's open to the sky, so they should grow just fine. I was a little concerned being so close to a mountainside that that it was gonna block a little, create a system where it thinks that there's some blockage. But so these observers, what happens is when this grows up to the 3rd block, so it gets right in front of this observer, the observer says, hey, there's something changed right in front of me. So it's what's called a block update. And a block update creates a signal, a brief little one or half tick pulse that goes into this redstone. Now, when this happens, it's going to activate all the sticky pistons, but the sticky piston has a regular block in front of it, and when a sticky piston extends, it pushes that block forward. But then when it retracts, it'll also pull that block back. So that's better than that works differently than a regular piston, which would just push the block out, and then when it retracts, it's not going to pull the block back. So that's why I need the slime balls to create those sticky pistons. So it's probably not going to do it while I'm here, but when it does it, those blocks will take this 2nd row. That way it leaves the bottom row so that they can regrow, and it'll break down all those. And the water stream will carry those blocks over into the hopper, which brings it right in here, and this chicken is going to drive me nuts. I do not need all these eggs. But as you can see, I've gotten a little bit of sugarcane. Once I have this thing really going, once I have a lot of slimes coming in, this thing can be built. I usually build like this. I call this one a half segment, and then I usually have another segment going this way, so that I have another water stream and it comes into the same set of hoppers and chest. And then I can build on top of this, just continue stacking these segments one on top of the other, and as long as I leave this space here open, it would continue to work just fine. I would have to make a water stream up on, up a little bit, but I haven't tested. I've done it before. I had like 3 of these stacked, and I'm pretty sure that they all work, but I'm not sure whether the sugarcane will grow when it's got another one on top of it. I never double checked that and watched for it, but are you going to grow while I'm standing here? Probably not. Or while I'm messing around here. There we go. Not sure. I thought about putting blocks along here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just to make sure that nothing gets broken. It basically, when it extends, it'll push them up against this wall, and then they drop into the water there. And then there, of course, there's a chance that one could pop into there and sit on that, where that sugar cane is there. But yeah, it's let's see if I can grab a piece of sugar cane. And get up here. So if I plant one right on there, that's how it works. And see, I would have blocks on top of. I should have blocks on top of this to prevent that. But then they land in the water stream. See, there's one right there. So I'm going to get rid of that also. And then those will regrow when they get to 3 high. It'll break them off again. And let's see. Let's use gravel. There we go. And we'll put. There we are. Alright, that should help prevent. Now they can still get stuck on this here ledge, but for the most part, once I've got this thing built up to about 6, I think I've done, I did once, I did like 12 segments. I did a segment, and then I did stacked up 3 tall. Hello, creeper. And so I had 6 segments, and then I had another 6 over off to the side, and I had so much sugarcane coming in, it was ridiculous. And but that's the whole point of it, you know, to not have an issue where you're running out of sugarcane, because that's what you use to make paper. And the paper is my main source of getting the librarians to the full trade option, and to make some emeralds. And you also make books out of them. Another thing I did, I had to make another bow because my bow was getting really worn down. So I made a second bow, and I was gonna just use it to repair my main one here. But as you can see, it's now power 3. After I made that bow, I thought, oh, let's come in here and enchant it, you know, real quick and see what we get. And so I got a power 3 on it, and I was like, all right, well, you know, it's not exactly what I wanted, because I'd love to get the infinity on it. But power 3, that was an upgrade, so I put the 2 of them together on the anvil, and so now my bow was repaired and upgraded to power 3. So that's nice, because now it's much stronger, and I can one-shot a lot of stuff with it. Let's see. Okay, so sugarcane. You put 3 sugarcane like this, and it grants you 3 paper. All right. So each sugarcane is giving you 1 piece of paper, but you've got to do in sets of 3. And so there's our next supply of paper. Where did, oh yeah, in here. Put that in the right spot. Put the sugar cane there. And more paper. Let's take this paper and we're going to go, I need to clean up my inventory a little bit. I don't really want to get rid of anything though. Do that. Alright. That's about it for what I've done. Oh, no it isn't. Let's go over to the, so in my pursuit of slimes, the area down below, you know, I opened it up and I experimented and with distances and whatnot, and I just couldn't get any slimes to spawn. So I went and did some research and didn't really find anything I was looking for. I did find one piece of information that is very valuable, mainly with the slime chunks. Alright, slime chunks are in Java, they're random. Okay, so if I was to use a seed, each seed it's specific. So if I was to redo a world in Java with the same seed, you know, if obviously the world's going to be the same, and just minus anything I've created. So in Bedrock, it's the same thing, except that slime chunks are always in the same spot, okay, regardless of what the seed is. So if I have a, we'll call this a chunk. If this is like the same coordinates that right here, and it's a slime chunk in one seed, so it could be like seed number, you know, 200 million and 50 whatever. And if I had a seed world of 5, for instance, the slime chunks are going to be in the exact same coordinates. So it doesn't matter what the seed is, the slime chunks will always be in the same location, which is very useful, because then no matter, you know, if I have a slime chunk in one world, I can record those coordinates down and then go into my new world and go to those same coordinates and create a slime chunk there. So I have a working slime farm in a one world that I had done, and I was tempted to go to those coordinates, but those coordinates are like, right now I'm at 1452, and that one has like 50 something. You know, it's almost 00 on my coordinates. So that's a long ways away. This here is far enough away, but I found a program on the internet called Slime Finder PE, which is Pocket Edition, and it shows where all the slime chunks are. Now, originally I saw that and I thought, okay, well, you know, I'm not seeing any differences. I didn't know the fact that the slime chunks are always in the same, in the same places, same coordinates, despite the whatever the seed is. I thought it, you know, every world was different, regenerated. So I looked at the mapping on that program and I found a 4 chunk area that is, all 4 chunks are supposed to be slime chunks. So I was like, alright, you know, and it was not too far away, obviously. This, you know, it's just running distance, and later I'll put a tunnel or something. I'm not going to do a rail over to here because that would be pointless, but once I get this all dug out, I'll make a rail system, and, you know, or not a rail system, a tunnel underground coming over, to my AFK spot and to my where my chests are that are collecting the slimes. And but I thought, okay, 4. If I can get them to work, if I can get even one of them to work, that'd be great. But if all 4 of them can be working, and I can like stand like right here, you know, in the center, so that all 4 of them are loaded, and you know, I'll just be up high enough that the chunks are loaded, but the slimes are still spawning down below. Man, I'd have so much slime coming in, you know, and I could fill up chests really fast, and then not worry about it again for a while. So I came over here, and I went to each corner of the outer 4 corners and to the center point, and I made a dirt pillar so that I could, you know, basically put my little survey marks. And there was a where's one? There was one of these floating spots up here, so I took that out, because what I'm wanting to do is, if I dig from the sky all the way down to bedrock of those 4 blocks, then nothing else can spawn in those, because I'll have it all lit up, and the only thing that'll spawn in there is slimes. So it should help improve the efficiency of the slime spawning. Now I'm not sure about distance out this way from the slime chunks, but you know, because there could be some caves or whatever that have some skeletons and zombies and whatnot, and that will reduce the mob count. But like I said, if I get even one of these things working, it's gonna be great. So I flattened this here, you know, took that out. I built this little hut, you know, for storing, you know, I got like all this stone here, lots of cobblestone, got a bit of dirt, got some miscellaneous stuff over here, and then, you know, I flattened this a little bit here and built this, took that out, and then I went to my 4 pillars and I started reducing and reducing and reducing and reducing. And as you can see, oh, got a little video glitch there. I've gone quite a ways. So we started, this here stairwell is outside of the slime chunk area. All right. So that corner right there, that corner, and the corner of the stairs right there. Those 4 corners represent a 4 chunk. This is 4 chunks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm just digging down. And we'll get down there in a second. So we're at level 86. All right. So the first thing I did, you know, I made these stairs going down, and I started digging. And I made a little wall here to keep stuff from coming in here. Stuff can still spawn down in here because I'm not lighting it. I'm not, like, you know, lighting this all up. But I've got torches around the outside. In fact, I probably need another row. In a few more levels. And I didn't get all this lit up like I would like, but that's fine. So I came down to level 60. Alright, well, first I came down to water level, and I had a stream running through here. It was going from over there, over to there, and through here, and it didn't go down quite that deep, but I took all the water out. I put sand and gravel in there to take out the, you know, I had it blocked off here and I had it blocked off over there. Took all the water chunks out, and then took all the sand, dirt, and gravel out. So I was using shovels, and took all those out, and this is kind of what I got left with. I did make some stairs here. There's some stairs over there, some stairs over here, just so I can get up to the top here. And so then once I get rid of all the sand and dirt and gravel that I can reach, then I, started to think about, okay, I need, as this progresses down further, because this came down to about here. All right, this is, I believe, right there is 63. So 62, 61, 60, yeah. So that was water level. And so then I, took these stairs down to level 40. And then at level 50, I built another little shack here. And the purpose of it is simply to, oh, I almost missed that. I got feather falling on my boots, so I'm okay for falling a little ways at least. And so I cleared out this section here and lit it up a little bit and got my chests for putting stuff in. Got my shovels, my pickaxes. I got some extra here, some extra arrows, some extra torches, and then I'm just dumping all the stone that I collect in there. Got a bed for when I need it, and this is the main point. As I'm digging and I wear out tools, I can come back in here, dump off my stuff, grab some more picks. If it's nighttime, I can sleep so that stuff doesn't spawn in here. I got a crafting table for making more picks and shovels. And so I have a place that's fairly close for sleeping anytime it gets nighttime. And then down here at level 40, I'll do the same thing. I'll move the bed down here, put my crafting table down here, and I've got the chests all set up already. So I'm all set up, and then this is the corner, so this will come out, and I'll continue down to level 30, and then and keep making these little huts. So once I'm using that one down there, I'll take this out. All these resources will get moved up and over to my main base. But I'm hoping that this will work. I'm not going to know for a while because I got to get down below level 40, which is right here. So digging down in those chunks will, I might start getting some slimes. I'm hoping. But so yeah, I spent quite a few hours working on this. I've gone through a lot of tools. I'm not using any enchants on my tools because that just eats up my levels. And I don't have a beacon yet for the haste. So yeah, I'm not doing it very efficiently, so it's a little slow, but I've got lots of iron, so I'll continue work on this from time to time off camera, and I'll give you progress updates on how it stands. So yeah, the next stage here is getting all this down to level 50, and then I'll move all the resources off so that free up all the chests again. And this up here is probably going to end up expanding a bit. I'll move, like a lot of this cobblestone is going to get moved over to my main base. But once I've got those 3 chests over there full of cobblestone, then, I'm just going to fill this up with cobblestone. And I probably won't have an issue with dirt over there. I've got 3 chests lined up for that. As you can see, here I got all this cobblestone that, space for cobblestone, and yet I've only got this much dirt, So I think I probably used a little bit, but So that is a major project I'm working on, because once I have those slimes, I can get the slime blocks for, or the the sticky pistons made, and do up the sugarcane farm proper, and then I'll have lots of paper, and then we can really go to town on getting librarians, and that's the main goal right now. Is I want those librarians. I want to get some books from there, and get our equipment enchanted properly, and and also be able to look at other enchants that I haven't already explained. Now we're going to go back to the village, and we're going to do some trades with that librarian and see what other books he has. We're only able to see the one book, which is Thorns 2. Unfortunately, it's not a very, I don't really use thorns. It's okay. What it does is when something hits you, you put it on your armor, and when something hits you, it'll take a little bit of damage. I don't believe it's a dot. I think it's just instant little extra damage. Normally, I put it on my chest plate and on my legs. My boots. Oh, it looks like on my helmet too. My primary helmet. I have two helmets. One is my primary is for combat and defense. The second one, instead of thorns, it has respiration, which allows me to breathe underwater. So that's just anytime I'm going to go out in the water for any length of time, I'll probably take that. And then I got two sets of boots. My primary has Frostwalker on it, so that I can. Frostwalker allows you to walk on water, and what it does is it turns the water blocks into ice, into ice blocks. So that's handy for if I need to do a lot of traveling. Rather than taking the boat, I can just run along on the water. And I usually have a second set of boots without that. My secondary has Depth Strider, which allows you to move in the water faster. So that's kind of useful. Alright, let's take a look at this guy. And so if we take... Now this is the way it works. Alright, as you can see, he's only got the two options for me right here. Paper, he'll give me an emerald. And then if I give him 28 emeralds, which I don't have, and a book, which I also don't have on me, he'll give me this Thorns 2. Alright, but if I take 32, now I can put all 64 here, and I can take 2 diamonds real quick, but we're going to do this one trade at a time, and that's for some efficiency, which I'll explain. So that gives me an emerald. Okay, now if I escape out, he should, see this? He's upgrading or leveling up. Okay, so when you trade with the villager, that improves your relationship or your reputation with that village, and it levels up the let me swap to, I don't want to hit him with my by accident. So yeah, I could do 2 at a time. Now what's going to happen is, as I'm doing that, oh, let's take a look at what he's got now. So he upgraded. He now, if I give him 9 books, he'll give me an emerald. If I give him 11 emeralds, he'll give me a compass, which I can make compasses all day long. 3 emeralds, he'll give me a bookshelf. Alright, so, and then that's as far as he's got right now. Did that just drop it in there? Yeah, probably. So we do this, get another emerald. Escape. see if he upgrades. Now, the first time you trade with a villager, the first trade you make, he'll upgrade automatically. After that, it's random. Okay, so eventually he's going to stop accepting trades on this one here. So what I'm doing is one trade at a time and hoping that he upgrades. Still not upgrading, okay. Come on, buddy, upgrade. I want to get you to at least the second book before you shut me out. And every time you trade, you do get some experience. Come on. He's just being stubborn. Okay. So this uses up a lot of paper really fast. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Come on. Nope. Not going to do it, huh? And as you can see, he's now blocked me off from this one. I can still do the other trades. Like I could do 9 books to get an emerald. But what we're going to do, we'll take 3 of those and get a bookcase. You going to upgrade now? There he goes. Now when he upgrades on a different one, this one becomes available again. So we'll take that. No upgrade. Okay, now I'm out of paper. Okay, let's see what he didn't upgrade. So let's see. 10 emeralds, he'll give me a clock, which I can make. And this is the one I tend to use a lot more. Now that it's gotten to this point, I can use 1 emerald to get 4 glass, which is actually a pretty good deal if you need the glass. I don't do this for the glass because it uses up my emeralds. I conserve my emeralds as much as possible, but it's a better deal than that. I have no use for these bookshelves. The glass, I can at least, you know, I got use for that, and it's only 1 emerald. So the next time he upgrades, did I get? Yeah, I brought all the paper. The next time he upgrades, he will have another book, and then when he upgrades one more time, he'll have the 3rd book. So I'm gonna have to go get some more paper and come back and see if I can't get him to the 3rd book, see what he's got for trades. Plus I also have to get all the rest of my villagers over here, figure out what they've got. I can get my carrot and potato farm going, and that way I can trade and get more emeralds from this guy. And the thing that's useful about this is if you find the different villagers will have different amounts of trade. So like eventually I'll have, if this guy doesn't have any good books, I'll get rid of him. You know, I'll hold on to him until I have somebody that has better trades. But let's say I find another guy with thorns 2, and his is like 24. Well, then it would make more sense to utilize that guy than this guy, because, you know, it uses less emeralds. So as I go through and get the different books available to me, as I find librarians with better deals, I'll swap them out. And eventually I'll have, you know, like I said, the 2nd floor up here will be full of librarians, and so I'll end up moving this guy upstairs eventually, but right now I just want to get all of them over here. I'm going to need a lot more fencing, and which means I got to do another tree harvesting run, and bring some more paper over, and hopefully we'll get some mending and some unbreaking so that I can make a diamond axe with unbreaking and what is it? Unbreaking, mending, and efficiency. The efficiency will help improve the speed at which I can harvest the wood. The unbreaking will reduce how much durability is lost in the process. Being that it's diamond, it'll have more durability. I can break more blocks before it gets to the point of breaking. And then the mending, I can repair it through the use of XP. So that's going to do it for this video. And if you like this, give me a like, comment, share, please. And please be sure to subscribe. And let's make this channel grow, please. Really looking forward to doing a lot more videos. So once season 1 is done and I've basically built everything and done everything possible, I might start a season 2. But I might also just, keep, come out here to an area that I haven't been before and build something. Maybe I'll build a minion, giant minion or something. But that's going to do it for this video, and I'll try to get another one going here shortly. And I also want to get another 7 Days to Die video done. I'm still stuck in that hole, so I need to continue along on there. So catch you next time.